I think growing up years was all about being bothered what you're wearing, how you're looking, how fat are you, and people calling you all different names and shaming you, body shaming you, slut shaming you, every kind of shame that there is. It's not only in this industry. I think everywhere now everyone has to be thick-skinned. The minute you're famous and doing a little better, wherever you might come from, you know, they are ready to pull you down. I feel that sometimes too much power is given in the hands of some people who don't know how to use it, or they don't think twice before using that. I think after you cross 50, you do realize that I don't care what anyone else thinks. So, you know, it's like I'm going to wear what I want, I'm going to do what I want. Kya lagti hai, hai Rabba, kya dikhti hai, hai Rabba.
And Rasha Tadani has a question for you.
Oh God.
She said, who do you think is more dramatic, you or her?
It's definitely me, honey.
Somebody had put up a really cute post saying that, look, Raveena has given birth to herself. With Rasha, right?
That's
because
Rasha.
of the two of you, and it's so cute.
Not done yet.
When I think of Raveena Tandon, of course I remember the sensational 90s superstar we all grew up watching. But what really stays with me today is who she is now. Some icons peak, some disappear, and some evolve so beautifully that you suddenly realize they're just getting more comfortable, more powerful, more themselves. She's timeless, yes, but more than that, she has that quiet confidence of a woman who knows exactly who she is and isn't in a rush to prove anything to anyone. Catch me on Not Done Yet, the Malini Agarwal Show, a TOY original with the one and only Raveena Tandon, because trust me, she is so not done yet. And honestly, I need to know this, Raveena. You have time traveled from 1990 to 2026 without missing a beat and not aging a day. First of all, how is this even possible?
It's genetics. And I think you just need to be happy in your heart.
Yeah.
Do things that make you happy. And in fact, I was just reading an article, which is very interesting, where somebody asked a question to AI. That what is the secret to live young and long? And AI said, de-stress.
That makes
The
sense.
stress of everything that takes us in. So do what you love doing, you know, literally live the moment, live the day. And maybe I think after you cross 50, you do realize that I don't care what anyone else thinks. So, you know, it's like I'm going to wear what I want. I'm going to do what I want. If I want 10 cats in my house, I'll keep 10 cats and 10 dogs and 25 other animals. Because it makes me happy.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that is the best thing about living is make people around you happy, make yourself happy. And live life.
You know, I
Don't
think-
just live life for the, okay, I'm living life. No, live it.
Live it. And I think that's really what resonates with me about you. And I think the last time we chatted was for Girl Tribe during COVID, where you did this really cute Zoom chat. But I remember I have a distinct memory of meeting you in Alibag, and I was, you know, we were playing some like
Ages ago.
ages
we were playing
ago.
some games.
And you know, I mean, everyone knows when you see someone on screen and they're an enigma. but you
Backgammon.
have-
We were playing backgammon.
And I think there's just something that very clearly you just exude positivity and joy. And kind of the reason I wanted to do this show is because, you know, as I'm almost 50 as well. I'm like, when I think of who I thought I would be when I was like 18 or 20 years old at this age, I did not picture this. Like, I still feel like the same person, right?
Yeah, you
So,
do.
I have to start by asking, what would Raveena of the 90s think of you today?
Wish I'd done it sooner.
Yeah, yeah, fair.
So, I think growing up years was all about being bothered what you're wearing, how you're looking, how fat are you, and people calling you all different names and shaming you, body shaming you, slut shaming you, every kind of shame that there is, because I think yellow journalism had no control at that time.
Yeah.
And one could not probably even clear the air sooner, faster, like you can now do on Instagram or put out a post and you have a direct interaction with your audience, which was not earlier. Earlier, if you were in the good books of the editor, then things would work out for you. Otherwise, if you were just a private person, no, you weren't allowed to live then. So that was, you just had to wait till the next headline and a very tiny apology, which really made no sense. So the headline just
The damage was done by
sat
then,
in people's minds, and the damage was done, and there was no reversing it. And so it was a phase of really being bothered about everything. You know, being being sensitive to everything, and I think that is why I feel today that I wish I had done what I'm doing now
Yeah.
sooner.
And the crazy thing is, that's the time where everyone we're at our youngest, and technically, everything is supposed to be
true.
But we have all these thoughts in our heads, and I feel the same way. I feel more
Those are
confident
very
and alive.
impressionable years, right?
Yeah,
They
of
form you
course.
also as a person. Maybe I think at certain times it's good because once you fall, you get up, you walk again, and you realize what it was to be down there. And that's when you realize the might of, walking even more powerfully.
Yeah.
And that is what I think is a learning chapter in anyone's life.
Absolutely.
So if you take the learnings of what you have gone through positively, I think it makes you a much better human being.
For sure. So
Yeah.
when you look back at that girl, right, and now you see, from your vantage point of everything you've been through, what do you think is the biggest difference between who you were at 16 and you were in this, in this glam industry, and now the exuding all this confidence? What is the biggest difference in these two identities?
Well, in more or less as a human, I think I'm the same. As a person, I'm the same. Um, the only difference is that in those days, I saw a dream that I wanted to do. And today I've completed it.
Yeah.
So maybe the accomplishment of what I can do, I wanted to open a rescue shelter. I wanted to do a foundation for animals. I've done that. I've done made my rescue shelter. I have as many dogs and cats that I rescue, and different animals as well, whether they're monkeys or sometimes owls, and sometimes different kind of birds that come to us. So yes, that was my dream at that time. But today I've accomplished it, and I think that contentment is something that that time you're raring to go, and now you've kind of done it. So there's that contentment and peace that you're doing it, and continue to do so.
I love it. That's exactly why you've done it, but you're so not done yet. What is it that you are so excited about right now? You're working on so many things. You're winning awards. You're winning national awards, and you're really someone who stands out to me as someone who is beyond timeless, because you feel very fresh even in 2026 with your attitude, and you were someone who stood up for women's rights and spoke up when it was really not fashionable or accepted to do so. It's much easier now.
Well, I continue doing so.
Yeah.
And sometimes even now it's not fashionable to do so, because people think otherwise at times, that, oh, it's somebody else's problem, why should we get into it? But if people like us don't speak up, then who will? And then there will be a time where it's not going to be a good time for women, because as you realize that the world is progressing, sadly, world over, statistically, women's rights are at its worst than what they were probably 30 years ago.
Wow.
And that is the saddest truth. And maybe, yes, people can always put that argument across that today, because the world has become smaller through media, through different platforms, and you're aware of what's happening instantly on your phone, which was not so earlier. But nonetheless, even then so, because of the violence, because of the wars, because of women's rights, educational rights, the very right to walk free are abused even till today, and have become laws in a few areas on our very planet. And then you ask yourself, are we really in the 21st century?
Yeah.
Are we really equal? When you're not allowed to study, you're not allowed to go to school, you're allowed to see only from one eye. Is that what women are today in 2026, which is supposed to be a futuristic world?
Yeah.
So where are we? So there is a lot to do, and there's a lot more to go.
Yeah.
But if people don't start speaking up, then this place is never going to change.
That's true. I mean, it takes a lot of courage to do that in the whole time that you've done it. But I think it's also really interesting the choices you made career-wise and are continuing to make. Do you feel that now there's a lot more opportunity and you're getting the kind of roles that you probably had wanted to do? I mean, you've always been a spokesperson for the fact that you didn't want it to just be about the glam and, being just the pretty face on camera.
Well, I have always kind of picked roles that do definitely give out a message in many films that I have done. And even now when I get something like that, it really excites me, because that's a message that I'm feeling very strongly about, and I'm getting an audience for that, and I'm getting to put it out there instead of just doing it on an interview or something like that. So yeah, it does excite me, and that does those kind of roles challenge me even more. That's for sure.
And how do you feel about this whole shift that's happened? Like you were talking about how it was such a different time back in the day on how even, people perceived you because they would see you in a magazine or they wouldn't know that much about you. And you've kind of taken to social media pretty easily. And I love like all the fun content you and Rasha
I
make
think it's
together.
a lot of pressure. I'm sorry.
feel that?
Social media is a lot of pressure. Every time you've got to come out with something and not lose. I mean, I
Yeah.
put out what I like. And if someone wants a peek in my life, probably okay, what I did. But I am not that crazy that, okay, I'm having a coffee now. Okay, I'm sitting with Malini now. Okay, this is my address right now. No way. I'm still a very private person. I like to keep it that way. So
Yeah.
randomly, yes, I do post once in a while.
Yeah.
And COVID time, yes, we made all those funny reels and all because we had nothing to do and we were dying to act. So we got that to do. But now, yes, back to shoot and stuff. So one doesn't get that kind of time to put out
Yeah.
all those funny reels. Otherwise, I used to enjoy doing those.
And you could see that you guys were having a blast. I actually remember somebody had put up a really cute post saying that, look, Raveena has given birth to herself with Rasha, right?
That's
Because
for
of the two
Rasha.
of you, and it's so cute. And so what is your dynamic like with her? I mean, I'm sure she obviously looks up to you as someone who's had this incredible career, but you're also family. So what do you think is like, how is it so different for her now? And what do you tell her?
I think every time there's a new situation. So our time, we probably had yellow journalism, etc. and stuff. And but now there's a lot more pressure on these kids because I think some of the it's really vile, some of the comments and the trolling that I see that
Yeah.
these youngsters go through, enough to drive anyone to do anything. It's really sad
Yeah.
because I think social media is definitely a boon. It's a bane as well. So it can be taken both ways. So for me, I feel that sometimes it's literally, वो एक पुरानी कहानी थी, बंदर के हाथ में तलवार दे दी.
Yeah.
तो एक महाराजा था, उसके सिक्योरिटी गार्ड बंदर था एक. So उसका फेवरेट था that pet monkey and he said, नहीं, यही रहेगा मेरे साथ, यही सोएगा मेरे साथ, यही उठेगा, यही करेगा सब कुछ मेरे को. और सब अपने जो उनके एक्चुअल सिक्योरिटी थी उनको निकाल दिया बाहर. और बंदर को, बेचारा बंदर बैठा रहता था रात भर जब महाराज सोते थे. तो महाराज ने एक दिन बंदर को बोला कि तू तो ऐसे ही खाली हाथ बैठा है, तेरे को मैं तलवार दे देता हूँ. तो तलवार दे दी और महाराज जी सो गए. अब वो मक्खी आई और महाराज जी के नाक पे बैठी. तो बंदर जी ने क्या किया, बोला मैं जगाऊंगा नहीं, मैं तो मक्खी को मार दूंगा. तो उन्होंने तो महाराज की नाक ही काट दी. सो इट्स लिटरली लाइक दैट. आई फील दैट समटाइम्स too much power is given in the hands of some people who don't know how to use it, or they don't think twice before using that. So that's why that's a joke that I make with people, कि बंदर के हाथ में कभी कभी तलवार देना भी बुरी बात हो जाती है.
I did this yeah, for sure.
तो वो this kind of power that people have today is definitely empowering for a lot of people, because I think it has recognized also so many, so much talent from different parts and the smaller parts of our country and everything, and people are making a living out of it. But also there has to be a control on how and what and how damaging they can be.
Yeah, for sure.
There are some people who can really get damaged with these kind of comments, which, if they're sensitive enough.
And they say that you have to have thick skin in this industry, but with social media,
It's
it
not
has to
only
be
in this industry. I think everywhere now, everyone has to be thick skinned.
Yeah.
The minute you're famous and doing a little better, wherever you might come from,
Yeah.
they are ready to pull you down.
Yeah.
So that is something that is not, which I don't think is proper. I think there has to be some control over, these deep fake videos and these viral videos which are edited wrongly and put, in a bad light. I think that there has to be little control.
But what would your advice be to everyone who's on the receiving end of it? Like now, of course, people still, want to
But
pursue their
sadly,
careers.
this is the world you lived in. For us, it was the magazines and the magazine editors. But this is their world that they're born into.
Yeah.
I think our generation was the only one who saw
Both. Yeah.
saw the advent of the super technology come in.
Yeah.
And we saw, cassettes also and tape recorders
Yeah.
also and,
The VHS
typewriters
also, yeah.
also. And now you see the oncoming. So we are the only generation who saw that.
Yeah.
And whether we had a Walkman or whatever. And then into this new technology that's changing every day. So
Yeah.
it is something that one has to move on, adapt, evolve. And that is what our kids have to do as well.
Yeah.
And they have to take everything with a pinch of salt, otherwise it's going to hit them straight. So most of the time I tell them, please don't read comments. Do your work hard,
Yeah.
be sincere. And if you're talented, nothing can and nobody can take it away from you.
That's absolutely right. And I think the thing that's happened now is it's not even so much what people are commenting. It's that you worry what other people will think about what people are commenting. So it's this like separated, it's this 1 degree
Right.
away kind of thing. I remember we had this really hilarious conversation about Andaz Apna Apna, which is such a cult movie today when everybody watches. But I remember you were saying how when you were reading those dialogues and you're like, I'm like, what are these dialogues? Wo Tile pe mila tha.
Yeah.
So
I
when
used to find it like quite a cringe fest.
Yeah.
But then later on it was like, wow, okay. Tilu, क्योंकि मुझे टीले पे मिला था. I was like, okay.
So I have to ask you, was there any version of yourself that you feel you had to unlearn to get to where you are today?
I don't know really. I don't know if I had to unlearn anything. Yeah, maybe believing everyone on, like taking everyone on face value.
Yeah.
Maybe giving it a little thought and, sleeping over it and then taking a step. Yes, that impulsiveness, that emotional impulsiveness of bonding instantly and, taking people for what they're on their
Just
face
trusting
value.
them right away.
Yeah, and the trust factor, that I think I may have taken 10 steps behind for sure. That for sure.
So if you could, and I mean, people ask me this all the time, and I always think about what I would say to my younger self. What would you, if you could time travel back and tell 16-year-old Ravina something, anything, what would it be?
I think it would be this only.
Yeah.
That everybody is not what they are seeming to be. So just sit back and don't go with everything that is being told to you.
Yeah.
Just take it easy.
And do the penguin wave and smile. a little bit of that. And if we, had the same conversation 5 or 10 years down, what do you think would be the biggest revelation for you down the line? What is something you're really looking forward to? You're obviously doing so many different things. I feel like you're, like I said, you're super not done yet. But what is the next?
In today's day and age is so fast that I don't think one does even comprehend or let things absorb before you've already moved on to the other one.
Yeah.
I think things are too fast these days. But hopefully 10 years down the line, I'm looking to settle down on my farm.
Nice.
Be where I'm developing my rescue center for animals.
Yeah.
Which sadly, none of the laws of our country are supporting us at the moment. It's really sad to see this, state of our strays, where in fact, if you go to see in our Sanatan Dharma, it is dogs and every animal and that's why Lord Shiva was called Pashupatinath.
Yeah.
Because we worshipped every living thing. We were taught to respect and worship every living thing.
Yeah.
And it's surprising that in our country that we are seeing the state of our strays today. It's really sad because it's not even their fault. It's completely lack of implementation of our laws, of our ABC laws that were there for the animals. If they had been implemented well and if administrators had done their job, we wouldn't have reached this situation. But the people, the beings who are being penalized are actually these poor voiceless souls
Innocent
who had
ones.
nothing to do with it.
Yeah. It's incredible to see and it's so nice to see and so heartening that you're supporting, those who don't have a voice. And actually, this is something that happened recently. I think everyone saw it on social media with your driver. And, aside from championing women, I would love to hear from you what happened in that moment and how did you, and you know how social media has every version of reality that comes out. But what actually happened?
But luckily, we had CCTV cameras where immediately the truth came out. Like I said, like Instagram and social media is a boon and a bane.
Yeah.
They tried very hard
To make it look like,
edit things and make it in such a way that it was.
Yeah.
The cops said it was an entire extortion plan.
Wow.
And Bandra honestly not being safe anymore, because after immediately what happened with Saif and then what happened with Aditya Roy Kapoor, that lady in the burqa just went and sat in his house and said, this house is mine, and he had to run and call the cops. So it is sad that this is happening under the guise of targeting celebrities.
Yeah.
And I think that's exactly what they wanted, to create such a ruckus that I could come. And I thought, actually, normally everyone told me, why did you step out of your gate?
Yeah.
And people thought it's happening on the road. I said, no, it was in my house. They were pushing to enter my house.
That's
it was
crazy.
a mob entering inside my house. My children were alone. Anil was in the office. You think I would have let anyone enter my house?
Of course not.
Where my daughter and my son are?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I would have stood there and fought, definitely. But the point here being that they were trying to scare us into say, okay, we'll settle it. I'll pay you money.
Yeah.
You understand? They were blaming him for no reason when nothing had happened.
Yeah.
And
but it's amazing that your instinct then was to say something and
so
not.
my thing was what? I know everybody in that locality. I walk with some of the ladies in the next building.
Yeah.
They keep doing their beads, and I keep walking, and we chant together, and we walk up and down together, and it's that. So it was, so I thought, if they are women in the burqas, they must be someone from the next building or their guests or someone. I'll go and go out and say, sorry, okay, agar if the driver is wrong, I'm sorry, this has happened.
Yeah.
Just let it be. As soon as I walked out, I think that is what they were waiting for, because my driver was the lone man there.
Yeah.
So I said, tomorrow, and that woman started screaming, I'll put a rape case on you. How did you touch me? Because they were trying to record my house. So he just put her phone down. So the minute he put her phone down, just, you touched me, how dare you touch a woman? And she went on that tangent. Okay. And after doing that, she started saying, I'll call the cops, I'll put a case on you. And also I thought, this poor chap is going to go under a false molestation case or anything. So I went out to talk to woman. That, listen, okay, if he's at fault, you call the cops and we'll do this. The minute I went out, in 5 seconds, there was a mob of 30 men.
Wow.
30 men.
That's crazy.
And my watchman pulled me and dragged me inside the gate. He dragged me inside the gate. I called the cops and my driver got left behind outside.
That's so scary.
So they started to beat him up. The minute they beat him up, I opened the gate to drag him inside. And the minute I dragged him inside, I told him, you go up and sit with the kids. And I sent him up and they said, give us your driver, otherwise you all will see his dead body the next day. Can you imagine this is happening in Bandra?
That's crazy. It's like literally out of a horror movie.
And that guy served me. He's been with us in the past 10 years. And he's from a different community as them in any case. Not that it is, anything, but he's like a son to all of us. That young boy. He has small kids. I said, if I would have left him alone there, they would have beaten him black and blue.
Yeah.
He would have been in the hospital till the cops came, because all they wanted me to come out and say, no, I'll give you all money.
That's crazy.
So I had called the cops in the meanwhile. And then that happened. Then what they did was, the minute we opened the gate, they blocked the gate.
Yeah.
And we were actually 3 women watching the gate, because my one poor watchman, they'd beaten him also. So any boy who was coming out from our house,
they were just
and they were domestic staff, they all helped.
This is literally like the trappings of an OTT show at this point. It has like all the...
So it was actually me and my 2 domestic help. One who's brought up my kids, she's always with us. And another help of mine. We 3 were standing at the gate. 3 women blocking those 30 men. So it was crazy. It was, and they refused to. They grabbed my phone. They took my phone away. I'm saying, wait, I'll call the cops. Then they've hit that other girl, and they were hitting the watchman. When I said, listen, no hitting, and then we dragged the watchman in.
My gosh.
That is what has happened. Then they pushed one of my help, and he has run inside to go and open the main door and run inside my house. And I have caught him by his shirt and thrown him out. I've
What is-
actually stood and done that.
This really feels like I've watched a whole Netflix
This is what has happened.
show. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But
So it
thank you for
was-
standing up for those who don't have a voice. I think it's very, very important.
It's no, it's scary.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Bandra
Yeah.
is becoming scary.
Yeah,
That's a fact.
for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so I do have a couple of fun games planned as always. And then we thought we would do a really fun sort of Gen Z reversal where I've got some of the next gen stars to ask you for a piece of advice.
Oh my
I
god.
picked people
Okay.
that you follow on Instagram.
Okay.
So just for fun. But let's start with a little quick rapid fire because that's always fun.
Okay.
Okay, so this is kind of a then and now, and you have to tell me first instinct what you would pick, okay? Film premieres versus Instagram launches.
Film premiere.
Magazine covers versus viral reels.
A fun viral money. Yeah. A fun one.
A fun one, yeah.
Yeah. Which makes people laugh.
Laugh, yeah. 6 a.m. outdoor shoots or midnight backups.
Midnight backups.
Fan letters or DMs.
Fan letters.
Paparazzi then or pop culture now.
I mean, they're here to stay, so one accepts. I mean, they have to make a living, so you stand there and smile. But I miss those days when one could just walk out in a tracksuit. But I think it's happening again. Everyone's getting back to that.
Now you have to have a well-planned tracksuit for your ex.
But no, now in the middle, I was like, no, if I'm going to the airport, I'd better dress up well. Or if I'm going, I'd better dress up well. Earlier, we just make a pony and a shirt and jeans and walk out. And now I'm back to that.
Nice. Okay, what is one thing from the 90s that you are glad has stayed and survived time?
Good music.
Nice. What do people get wrong about our generation?
About our generation, what do they get wrong? I don't know. You know, actually, it's little different or difficult for me to comprehend as to what others think because between the relationship between me, Rasha, and Ranveer, my kids, and then my two older kids who are not the Gen Z but they're an older generation. We are friends, right?
Yeah.
So I've not felt that distance or that difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do everything together.
yeah.
Our likes and dislikes are almost the same.
Nice.
Our passions are the same. We all love wildlife. We all love going for safaris. We all love animals. We all can have like about 100 dogs in our house and no humans. We're very happy with that. So we all like that. So I don't see unless it's technology. I definitely ask for technology help from my son and my daughter both. Yes.
Fair enough. One thing about the 90s that would not survive in this generation.
Permed hair.
That's so true. I used to have the little front fur only.
Saying the God,
Why? What do we?
uncontrollably wild.
It had a
I
it was an beast of its own. So what's something that you secretly enjoy today that didn't exist in the 90s?
I don't know. What I wish would not be there instead
Okay.
is these camera phones. The smartphone's great, but those cameras that everyone has is really an invasion on privacy.
So yeah.
And not only for celebrities, I think for anyone or everyone. You know, it's that I think is not correct.
Fair enough. So as I said, I asked people from this gen to ask some questions to you, and there are people that you know or follow on social media. Starting with Ori. Ori said, you rose to fame before social media, but today it plays such a huge role in films and public persona and perception. How do you understand and adapt to social media now, especially when you guide Russia? Do you study Instagram or its algorithm, and how do you apply that learning?
No, I don't study the algorithm. In fact, I have steady followers, organic followers since now, I think 3-4 years, and they haven't changed. It hasn't moved up, it hasn't moved down. So I know they're organic. So no, I don't study any algorithms or anything. I, in fact, post when I feel like. But I think what is very, very important, what I tell all my children, is be true to what you are.
Yeah.
Be honest. And anything that you see on Instagram, if it is fake and if it is invented and it is created just for that one particular thing that you want to show to people, that doesn't last.
That doesn't last.
That doesn't last. The truth always prevails and the mask will always fall. So be true to yourself. be fine in what you are and be happy with what you have.
Nice.
And that is what also comes across to people.
I love that. Be
That
true to who
honesty
you are.
comes across.
Be happy with what you have. I love that. Bhumi Pendekar wanted to ask you, did any role arrive at a moment when you really needed it emotionally?
Any role
Arrive when you needed it
Yes,
emotionally.
there was a film called Matra.
Yeah.
And that came at the time when Nirbhaya had happened. And I was fuming. I used to tweet and tweet and tweet during the Nirbhaya time to no avail, because even then, when Nirbhaya happened, finally in I think 2016 December, they changed the Juvenile Act.
Yeah.
After it had been all done and dusted, and the most cruel perpetrator of that crime was set free with an incentive. And he has disappeared off the face of this earth, and one doesn't know whether he even got rehabilitated, or he was he's just out there somewhere becoming a serial killer. One doesn't know. But nonetheless, I felt that justice was served too late. We need even now fast track courts to decide this then and there, when you have all the circumstantial, substantial evidence to incriminate a person. Then why wait on the taxpayers' money to serve justice? Why? And that was infuriating me, and Matra came about at that time.
Wow.
And you will not believe, this will actually give you goosebumps. We shot Matra in March, April in Delhi, Feb, March, April. We came back, May, we were dubbing for the film. And Matra was about this daughter and her mother being gang raped on a Delhi highway. In June, there were headlines of a mother and daughter being raped on the Delhi highway in front of their family by a gang. And that happened in reality.
That's really given me boots.
That gave us goosebumps. We were like, we just shot this and came back. And this has actually happened. So we don't know whether it's always cinema that is kind of mirroring real life. And some people say, oh, it's cinema that people are copying. No, it's not. Worse things happen.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
So it gave all of us jitters, and we so badly wanted that still. Even if we were like, okay, 2 lakh log bhi dekh lenge na, 1 lakh log bhi dekh lenge.
Some aware.
And हमारे लिए कहीं ना कहीं वो message आएगा, because we were all like burning. We didn't make it for commercial success. Yes, the more people would have seen it, it would have passed on a larger message.
Absolutely.
But for us, that was to bring it out there and put it out there on screen was very important.
Absolutely. Ruhi Dosanjh wants to know, which song of yours instantly takes you back in time?
Whichever she does.
So she's going to love that. And she did have a follow-up question. She's like, you defined 90s glamour. Did you realize it back then?
No, I did. But I knew that I was always quite the one who did a lot of firsts. So because I would be like, this is what I like doing. And I was always very experimental.
Yeah.
So that is something that I didn't realize that this is what it would be.
And now that she loves doing your songs, you have to tell her, if your life had a theme song, which one would it be? And Ruhi, this is the next song you're doing.
I'm just doing it for you, Ruhi, okay? क्या लगती है हाय रब्बा, क्या दिखती है हाय रब्बा, क्या दिखती है, क्या लगती है, क्या नाच रही है हाय रब्बा.
Over to you, Ruhi. I love that. Amazing. So Alaya Furniture Wala asks, if you've lived through so many different chapters of life and growth, is there a belief you once held very strongly that time and experience have reshaped or changed in any way?
No, not really. I think I'm quite the same that was, and I think kind of stood my ground. Yeah.
Love that. Shibani Bedi says, how did you manage to carve a niche for yourself despite ageism, limited opportunities for women in the 90s and early 2000s?
I strongly believe in having faith within yourself. You believe in yourself and it's easy to make others believe in you. But you need to start believing in yourself first.
That's true.
And that's very important. You believe you can do it, you can do it.
Yeah, that's so true. So much of what happens in our heads is our own
thinking.
Peanut gallery. Ruhi Singh says, how do you keep your motivation during uncertain times? Do you ever feel clueless?
I think fast on my feet.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think I can probably talk myself out of situations. I try to be as alert as I can. So I think that's very important. Wherever you are around your surroundings, everything, be aware and be alert.
Be alert.
That's something very important.
Mandana Karimi said that she wanted to say thank you for raising a voice for the women of Iran.
Yes, for sure.
And she just wanted to ask.
Freedom for the women of Iran.
and
Totally.
She wanted to ask where your fearlessness comes from.
Like I said, I believe in myself and I believe in what I say and I stand my ground. Yeah.
And Rasha Tadani has a question for you.
Oh, God.
She said, who do you think is more dramatic, you or her?
It's definitely me, honey.
I love it.
Definitely me.
Amazing. Okay, moving on to a little super fan quiz. So, of course, all your fans know everything about you. I want to see how well you remember yourself.
Okay.
So these are a super fan quiz questions created by one of your super fans. All right. Okay. So this one's easy enough. Name your debut film, year, co-star, and how old you were.
I was, I think, 16 and a half or 17 when I signed it. It was Patthar Ke Phool with Salman Khan. And the year was 1991.
That's right. Well done.
Yeah.
Early 90s film where you played a gray-shaded, emotionally conflicted woman at a time when
was
parents...
not early 90s. Ux was later.
So it was
late
comedy on the surface, but your character wasn't traditionally soft.
Baat tera kya kehna?
It has a number 1 in it.
Eh? What was this? Auntie number 1.
Anari number 1.
Anari number 1. It was grey over the character. I don't remember.
That's what they say.
Okay.
All right. Before hashtags and memes, which song turned a movie moment into a lifelong pop culture nickname?
Tu Cheez Badi Hai Mast,
right?
Of course, yeah.
I know everyone's screaming the answers at the screen right now. Which film marked one of your earliest collaborations with a woman director long before that became part of your public narrative, and name the director?
Kalpana Lajmi?
Yes.
Yes. For Daman.
Absolutely. Name the only film for which you won a Best Supporting Actress.
Ux?
Nope.
Supporting actress.
Andaz Apna.
Oh, really? I don't remember this one. I honestly don't remember this
Your
one.
super fans will know this one.
Okay.
Which Ravina Tandon song was picturized twice, one in the original film and once recreated decades later?
Tip Tip Barsa Pani.
That's right.
Shair Ki Ladki.
Actually,
It's not one,
yeah. There's two, yeah. In which film did you play a lawyer fighting for justice? A role many fans didn't realize you were going to take serious roles on before that became your calling card.
Supporting actress, was it? It could be Ladla because that's what I remember. Is Ladla?
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. True or false? You stepped back at your peak by choice.
Yes. True.
And now tell us what you were thinking when you did that.
Go back, rewind, hear my interview again. You'll know what I was thinking. Okay.
I love it. Now, if you were to describe your entire career in 3 emojis, what emojis would they be?
3 emojis, man. Yeah, one would be this. One would be this.
Nice.
Okay. And one would be a champagne bottle opening.
I love that. Awesome.
Or actually the crown.
The crown.
Yeah. The third one would be the crown. Yeah.
So I asked you to bring something to give away to your super fans, which is super sweet of you. So you have to tell us the story behind it and please sign it and let's ask your fans a question. Anything that you want them to ask to answer in the comments and the best one will win.
Okay.
All right.
So, well, this is a picture which is a caricature actually, but it is from a film still.
Okay.
Because my costume is exactly that. It's a very popular film, one of my biggest hits, and it was from that song. So yeah, the question would be if they can recognize this, where it is from, they get it.
Amazing. And she's going to sign it for you.
Okay, where is the place to sign? Black on black?
Maybe up here?
Yeah, I can do it here.
Alaska.
She's making herself. There you go.
All right. So name this film and everything you can about this character in the comments below, and you could win this beautiful frame photo that is now immortalized with Ravina's signature. So comment quickly. It has been such a pleasure. Thank you, Ravina.
Thank you so
I
much.
really appreciate you. And I think that it's really exciting for me to also come back and do a new show.
I hope you all do many, many, many more episodes.
I love it. And something you would like to say to all the girls, all age groups, about as they, grow, evolve, whatever they might be going on to their minds, something they should keep in mind, something that they can maybe just bookmark for themselves.
I've always believed that, we all have that inner Shakti within us, and we have to ourselves recognize that inner faith, that inner confidence that we have within, I think, within every woman. And that is something special that God has given us. And once you learn to appreciate it, do not wait for others to tell you about it. Do not wait for others to appreciate you. Realize what you are. Have the faith, have the belief, and you can achieve anything. So live and let live, love and let love, and enjoy this life while you have it. And yes, there is no planet B. So please look after this planet if you plan to have children, because you need to leave a healthy planet behind for the future generations. Thank you for having me here. Thank you.
I love it. Woo. Thank you so much. Yes, perfect. We can make half a heart each.
Okay, there you go.
Conversations like this remind me why we started Not Done Yet in the first place. Because legacy isn't about staying frozen in time. It's about staying curious, staying honest, and having the courage to keep evolving. My guest today has shown us that reinvention doesn't have to be loud. Sometimes it's quiet, intentional, and deeply powerful. She's lived many chapters, superstardom, substance, strength, and she carries all of them with such grace. Thank you, Ravina Tandon, for your honesty, your warmth, and for reminding us that confidence isn't about proving, it's about knowing. And to everyone watching, if you're still curious, still learning, still dreaming, trust me, you're not done yet either. I'm Malini Agarwal, and this was Not Done Yet, the Malini Agarwal Show, a TOI original. See you next time.
Not done yet.